This is play 2 continued. So the point guard has just passed it to the left wing. What's going to happen now? Well, first thing is this is play 2, so low post probably should be aware that there's going to be activity coming her side. She may actually want to get out of the way, get to the other side, possibly go actually vacate to the corner. Because what's going to happen is, first of all, a point guard is going to pass and then basket cut. And in fact, the high post is going to kind of move a little bit maybe to the elbow. But basically, this is going to be somewhat of a give and go with a little bit of a help from the high post screening. Okay, so high post can set a little screen at the elbow for the point guard on her give and go. If that's open, then the wing, now with the ball, can give a little give and go pass, just like a regular basket cut, hopefully for the layup to the point guard. Now, depending upon the size of our point guard, if we got a smaller one in there, it's not always the smartest decision to make that pass if they're heavily guarded, so you don't have to make that pass, obviously. So this is part 1 of play 2. Okay, so we've had the point guard go through after her pass to the wing. She's done her basket cut. Now she's come out the other side. Always go and make your cut all the way through. Okay, don't stop. Make your cut all the way through. Second part of the play now. This wing still has the ball, and they've been kind of sitting there for a couple seconds. Unless they look like they're going to be making a cut to the hoop themselves, the high post will now that the high post is actually here at roughly at this elbow area, now they're going to set a second screen. The screen is going to be for the wing with the ball. And you could actually set the screen to this side, to beneath, or on high. Either direction, okay? And then the wing has the opportunity to use the screen or to turn it down and go against the screen, okay? So just for this diagram, let's assume that the high post set it on the low side. The wing is going to use the screen and try and maybe dribble. She can take the shot. She can go for the layup. High post, of course, after set the screen, do the reverse pivot and roll. And maybe if you call for ball, you'll get a pass, okay? So that's number 2. There's 2 screens from the high post. You'll notice our high post sets a lot of screens. But we do also want to feed the high post. And actually, that's what we'll get into next. So, again, that was play 2. Okay. Next play, and I don't really even consider these plays necessarily. 4 and 5 is a similar play. Basically, a lot of times in basketball naming, 4 can represent a number representing a high post, and 5 would be a number representing the low post. And all the plays 4 and 5 mean is simply, let's try and feed the high post if we called 4, okay? And if we called 5, let's try and feed the low post, okay? Historically, Kylie has played a lot of low post for us. She's not going to be there this weekend, but we still have 3 posts available to us. At any rate, if you can feed the high post, I really think a lot of good things happen, okay? So, and then especially I like to feed the low post on the left side. I think you have more options on the left side. Do your jump hook, dribble in and jump hook. Do your dribble drop, okay? So 4 is feed the high post, 5 is feed the low post. But again, never make a pass that isn't there. We have more problems with turnovers trying to feed the high post than we actually get baskets out of it, okay? So that was 4 and 5. 4 feed the high post, 5 feed the low post, and really there's no screens that we set to get them there. But if you camp there from the beginning of time, post, then you're probably going to have problems getting the pass. So you probably need to move to the spot. So start away from where you want it to be. So for example, if you want to be the high post and get fed the ball on 4, you might actually want to start at the low post and then flash to the high post. And then do that at the right time so that the pass can be made to you. If you just camp out at the high post, you will probably be draped. You'll have a defender draped all over you, and it will be difficult to get the pass. Okay. So those are our basic numbered plays, 0, 1, 2, 4, and 5 for man offense. We do also have something we call SAW, which is basically screen away, and this is very simple also. This is to replicate a drill that we do in practice, where basically if we have 3 girls out, point guard has the ball. If the point guard passes it to the left wing, the point guard then, after you pass, since the play is SAW for screen away, you would actually go set a screen away for the opposite guard. This guard then would go look for the ball, look for the pass. It'd be like a weak side basket cut, or a weak side cut. This has been very successful for many teams over the years, where you have a cutter from the weak side try and cut to the ball side and get the pass from the ball handler. So that would just be saw for screen away, something I rarely call, but we have a drill in practice where we do this often, where we run this sort of thing. And I frankly, I don't see it on the court enough. I wish we'd run it on the court without having to be or having to call it a play. So saw, screen, away. That's all that is. And then the screener, if the screener receives, the girl receiving the screen, she has two options. She can do as I just diagrammed. She can cut to the basket. But if this girl, and look for the pass from the ball handler for the layup. If this girl really thinks she's a good outside shooter and she'd like to get the outside shot, then she can just end up basically switching spots with the point guard. So if this was maybe if this was 1 and this is 2 to start off with, after 1 sets the screen for 2, 2 can just come back to where the point guard was and get the pass there for the shot. And actually, the screener should roll on this play then, just like a post would roll after setting a screen. A guard that sets the screen should roll as well. So that's the end of our offenses against man. We have zone offenses as well, 2-3 zone offense. Lately, against a zone offense, we'll run something out of a crisscross pattern. You'll notice this would be crisscross. This would be a crisscross pattern. If the ball was fed, say, to the wing side, one post would come high, and the other post would go wide baseline. Then what would happen if the ball got reversed from this wing to the point guard back to the opposite wing? They make somewhat of a crisscross, the post would, so it's really just a post movement. If the post should have been here, now what will happen is this post will go to the baseline and run the baseline, and this post that was on the baseline now comes to the high post. So we just try and station somebody at the high post. So that's a crisscross zone offense. It's obviously very difficult to memorize all these, and we don't expect you to memorize all these things, but the more you see them, the more you'll remember them, and this serves as a good reminder for our players that have actually run this in the past as well. So we do also have another play called double that we run against this, but I'm not going to get into this now.